What's up, boys? It's Bruno Wolf, back with another video. We're going to be talking about the big three, the three runes that are viable on Fiora, why you should take them, and when you take them, and just make it very simple to understand, right? So we're going to hop into it. So basically, what you got is you got Conqueror, you got Press the Attack, and you've got Grasp. Those are the three runes that are viable on Fiora, and we're going to talk about all three of them, and why you would use them, when you would use them, so on and so forth. Conqueror is best. Overall, it's the most used rune on Fiora. And why that is because it stacks AD. So we're at 89 AD. We're just going to try to make this as simple as possible, right? So we attack, that goes up to 91, 93, and it stacks and it scales as you go and get a higher level. The thing about Conqueror, right, is that when you look at the rune after the games, you don't actually see as much of the stats as you would like. Maybe it says that it only did an extra, it only shows the healing. So it doesn't show like the actual damage it's doing and how much AD it's giving you. It stacks up to 12 times, which is massive. It gives you the healing, the damage when it's fully stacked. Conqueror is great for just overall fighting. So basically all three of these runes have a different mythic that you kind of want to build with them as well. And I usually find Conqueror to be the best with either Stride or Gore Drinker. More often than not with Gore Drinker, it's usually better. This is going to be better into your lanes like Olaf, Sejuani, Aurelia, those big tanks like Ornn, something like that, where you're going to be able to fight a lot and get a lot of auto attacks off and stack this to its max potential. It's also good for team fighting because it gives you the heals once it's fully stacked as well. Conqueror is going to be more often than not the go-to. It gives the most damage potential, especially in team fights and everything like that. And it fits Fiora for what she is, basically. It fits the champion when you're trying to stick to somebody, hit the vitals, and knowing that your vital damage is going to go up as your Conqueror stacks go up, and then keeping the Conqueror stacks up. It just kind of fits with Fiora's model of fighting. So Conqueror is really good for the all-in playstyle. It goes with the Gore Drinker build really well, and Ravenous Hydra. It's really good for team fighting, but also for 1v1ing against like tanks and such as well. So Conqueror overall, probably the best rune that you could run. It just gives you more AD. It gives you that healing. It gives you true damage, which stacks on top of your true damage. It's great for most lanes, but there's also lanes where Press the Attack and Grasp are really good. Now, Press the Attack is a little bit different, right? So we're trying to hit the enemy 3 consecutive times. So usually Press the Attack is more based off of attack speed. So you'll usually only run the PTA build if you're going like Bork and Stride Breaker. So this works really well into lanes where it's going to be quick trades and single target damage because you're trying to hit your abilities on the same target, and once you hit 3, that's when it gives you the bonus adaptive damage, and the enemy will gain or take more damage from all sources, which all sources, essentially, if it's single target, is going to be you, but to stack it faster, you take attack speed. So typically you're running the PTA build if you're committing to going like Bork Stride, basically, because you want to stack attack speed. You basically run PTA into lanes like typically range laners, anything where you want to trade fast, or if somebody like takes trades and like gets out. So let's say Akshan, Quinn is a good one, Riven is a good one, Jax, Aurelia once again. Aurelia kind of fits into all those categories. Fiora just counters it. You could run this into Renekton, right? Renekton goes in, he hits you with a W, he E's, he Q's out. He's gone. So that's a quick trade. Camille's great for this as well. So this is great to run. PTA is great to run for single target damage if you have somebody who's like a lane bully who kind of beats you. This will help you get more damage off in a single target damage scenario. If you're just trying to like 1v1 somebody, and it's really helpful against range laners as well, because when you run PTA, it scales with running Stride and Bork, which Stride and Bork is also good for single target damage. So you take the 2, and if you have a laner that beats you in lane, running these 2 can really help you out and help you with like the split push and being able to 1v1 a really annoying laner, like even Vayne or something like that, right? So that's where you would run PTA, is more into those lanes. And then we'll run and we'll talk about Grasp. So like I said, we're just trying to make this as simple as possible, easy to understand these runes, because a lot of the times what I notice, especially when I'm doing like coaching sessions and such, is that people don't really change their runes very often. They kind of just stick to the same runes. They don't even look at the rune page when they go into the game, and they don't think about why they should be running Grasp this game, or be running Conqueror this game, or be running PTA. or what to build and so on and so forth. It's kind of like when you just go off a guide and you autopilot into it, you're missing out on a little bit of that potential to do damage and that potential to be more of a threat in the game when you build correctly and you itemize correctly and you use the right runes in the current game that you're in. Grasp is more for trading. So Grasp is really good into lanes like, let's say, Malphite, Gangplank, Akali, champions that are kind of trading from you from a distance, and you're only able to really get like a Q off with it. So if you get the Q auto and it's a Grasp proc, it'll do more damage and also heal you. Grasp is basically a way to keep you safer in lane. And to help you survive the laning phase. The only thing that I dislike about Grasp is it feels like after you get out of the laning phase, it's not as great. You kind of lack the max potential for max damage on Fiora. But when you have the Grasp proc, it's basically like, imagine this was a Gangplank here and he Qs me and I'm able to Q in and get a Grasp proc off of that, which is going to heal me a little bit. Also, obviously, it gives you a little bit of permanent health and over time. Like, obviously, when you're able to use it more often, you get more health and it gets more valuable. It's just that that resolve tree is just not the greatest, and it's about to get nerfed in 12-14, but this is still okay when you're building, when you're playing against those champions. Like I said, like Akali, Malphite, Gangplank, champions that kind of like throw stuff at you. Like Akali goes invisible, hits you with a Q, and then walks away. And the only way to really trade with her is to Q and then walk away. So if you can get your Q Grasp proc, walk away, that's good. Gangplank Qs you with the pistol, you Q in, get the auto, the Grasp proc, walk away. Malphite throws that rock shard at you, and you Q in, Grasp proc, walk away. I just don't find it too viable in most lanes. I do think it's going to help you a lot staying alive in the laning phase, that's for sure. But this I don't like Grasp too much. But there is certain lanes where you can use it. I think that it will help you stay alive in lanes like that. And I would say that the build that you want to go with Grasp is Divine. I think that Divine and Grasp go well because they're more it's more like that poking damage. And I just made a video about Divine, talking about the new Divine as well. But you get like your Sheen proc off of Divine, which helps you get a little bit more damage because you're going to be lacking in attack speed without it, and you're running Grasp, which means you're going to be lacking attack speed even more. So you're really just looking for like big poke damage. Now that's what just sounds weird, right? Poke damage and Fiora, but like I said, Grasp is going to help you stay alive in those really bad lanes for Fiora. So it's nothing to be like slept on, that's for sure. Like, this is actually one where you could run it into like Poppy and it would be good, or you could even run this into like Tom Kinch and it would be good because he's pretty frustrating. Any lane where you just want to do some poke damage or you feel uncomfortable and you want to survive the lane, Grasp is great. So Grasp with Divine is the mythic that I would say. PTA and Stride go together, and then Conqueror and Gore Drinker. And I think that's a very like simplified way to look at it. And then you can obviously, once you understand those three, then you can start to branch out and build a little bit differently and kind of like mess with it a bit. But when it comes to those three main runes that you run on Fiora, those are the mythics that I think match with it really well. And then when you go from there, you understand it a little bit better. You understand why you're running these runes and why they're helping you out. Hopefully this video is able to help you understand what the runes are meant for in a very simplified way, a very easy way to understand. And hopefully it can help you in your next ranked game. And that is just the video. I just want to make something quick for you guys and talk about those three main runes and why you guys should be switching up your runes in game, trying different things, trying to understand the champion a little bit more, understand the runes, understand the mythics, understand what you're doing, and hopefully I could help you out a little bit with that. So that's the video, boys. Good luck in your climb, and I hope this video helped you out. Peace out. Until next time. Goodbye.